not just the Filipino fans, but to everyone, I think, here in Indian Wells. Of course, sa mga Pinoy, maraming salamat sa suporta. Magkita tayo sana sa Miami at sana sa susunod kong laban, mas maganda yung laro ko.
Hey everyone, hope you're all doing great. Hold up. Indian Wells thought they were slick slotting the Filipina phenom on Stadium 1, but they seriously underestimated the remote control's real power. After a wild Tuesday night that had everyone on edge, the lights and screens are going dark. The Eala effect, totally real, and trust me, the WTA is feeling every painful second of it. Tell me, did you switch off the TV the moment Eala went down, or are you pretending to care about the rest of the bracket? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Oh, and check this out. The 5th Grand Slam just turned into a ghost town. Who saw this coming? Well, besides literally every single person in the Philippines with Wi-Fi and the whole diaspora, the WTA is reportedly in full-blown shock, which is just executive code for, oops, we forgot one player was hauling all our Q1 2026 engagement on her back. Faced off against world number 14, Linda Noskova. Now, the organizers were feeling themselves so much, they handed Eala the spotlight, placing her in the 16,100-seat Stadium 1, the second biggest tennis-only arena on the planet. They even shuffled American fan favorite Amanda Anisimova over to Stadium 2 just to ride the Eala wave. It was a genius business move for exactly 56 minutes, because that's all it took Noskova to remind everyone why she's ranked 14th. This wasn't just a loss, it was a brutal 6-2, 6-0 demolition. Yep, a bagel to close out the set. Seriously. Noskova looked like she was on a mission to catch a flight out there. And sadly for the WTA's TV ratings, she took Eala's run and the crowd's hype straight with her. Noskova slammed 7 aces while Eala had 0. This wasn't a tennis match, it was basically a 55-minute paid practice session for Noskova.
Daughter said, well, Mom, I'm playing doubles tomorrow, you know that. Oh! Oh, that's so well done.
Doesn't look like Noskova is going to let up. No. There though.
Yep.
The other thing to factor in is that it is so slow. You're often so far up the court.
You're such an idiot when you can't return that serve.
Oh, no issue returning that serve from Noskova. What a performance from Linda Noskova. Battle between two young, talented players. But only one really rose to the challenge. Disappointment for Alex Eala. It's been a good tournament for her. Moving inside the world's top 30 for the first time in her career. But it's Noskova who moves on. A simply devastating display of attacking brilliance. It's the better of Eala. 6-2, 6-love to make the quarterfinals in Indian Wells for the first time in her...
And then, the inevitable hit. The second that handshake at the net ended, viewership didn't just dip, it straight up cratered. Turns out, when your entire marketing game revolves around a certified rock star like Alex Eala, your numbers vanish the second she's gone. Who's tuning in for the quarterfinals now? Talia Gibson, Palilini, and Palilini already got bounced by Gibson in that 7-5, 2-6, 6-1 shocker. So here we are, a quarterfinal between Noskova and an Aussie qualifier. I'm sure advertisers are thrilled about that one. The sarcasm writes itself. Tournament organizers are probably staring at the empty seats in Stadium 1, wondering where all those screaming fans disappeared to. Maybe they went back to the practice courts, where hundreds ignored Alexander Zverev and Taylor Fritz just to watch Eala tie her shoelaces. Now, let's hit the other big headline. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka finally took down Naomi Osaka. It took 6 years, a maternity leave, and Osaka looking flat to make it happen. Sabalenka won 6-2, 6-4, and even admitted she only started clicking once Naomi got pregnant. Talk about a backhanded vote of confidence. Sabalenka is out here winning 70% of her service points, but honestly, who cares? The narrative shifted the second Eala stepped onto California's hard courts. Even the legends noticed. Novak Djokovic mentioned the Eala effect earlier this year after that Australian Open ticket chaos, saying that too much crowd can be a good problem. Well, Indian Wells just learned the ugly side, a crowd that exists for one person only. Eala leaves California with a new career-high ranking of world number 28. She's happy, she's leaving with joy. The WTA, on the other hand, is walking away with a massive hole in its viewership stats. Remember her marathon 3-set opener against Diana Yastremska? The Day in the Life tournament video with Eala hit nearly 100,000 views immediately, the most watched video of the year. Now they'd be lucky if a semifinals highlight reel hits even 10% of that. It's almost comical how the WTA pretends it's a global tour, then gets blindsided when a national icon exits. They gave her superstar treatment to get superstar numbers. Well, congratulations, you got them. And now you get to watch the off switch hit Manila and beyond. Eala's record against Czech players isn't great, but her track record with TV executives' blood pressure? A perfect 10 out of 10. The organizers made smart calls, riding the massive support Eala brings. Putting her on the main show court was a statement, but statements usually need a period at the end. Noskova delivered that period, and now the tournament feels like a long, empty desert wind. Let's dig into why the Eala effect terrifies the WTA brass. Check the YouTube analytics for the BNP Paribas Open channel. It's basically a graveyard of 2,000 view highlight clips. Then you hit the Eala videos, and suddenly it looks like a Mr. Beast upload. We're talking 94,000 views on a day in the life video, while actual Grand Slam champions struggle to crack 5 digits. The marketing team leaned into it, plastering Eala's face on the Class of 2026 Instagram post alongside 7 top 10 stars. She was the only one who wasn't a seasoned veteran or multi-slam winner. Picture the atmosphere during that match. Even as Noskova was clinical, firing aces and controlling the baseline, most of the noise was for the girl across the net. Every time Eala held serve or even just landed a decent volley, the crowd went wild. It was the kind of energy the WTA dreams of, loud, engaged, and passionate. Then, 56 minutes later, silence. The drop in viewership isn't just about the Philippines, it's the casual fans who were swept up in the story. The rise of a 20-year-old giant slayer who already knocked out Jasmine Palilini and saw Coco Gauff retire hurt. People love a giant slayer, but when that same giant slayer gets baggled by the 14 seed, casual viewers move on to the next viral moment. Eala's record against Czech players isn't great, but her track record with TV executives' blood pressure? A perfect 10 out of 10. The organizers made smart calls, riding the massive support Eala brings. Putting her on the main show court was a statement, but statements usually need a period at the end. Noskova delivered that period, and now the tournament feels like a long, empty desert wind. Let's dig into why the Eala effect terrifies the WTA brass. Check the YouTube analytics for the BNP Paribas Open channel. It's basically a graveyard of 2,000 view highlight clips. Then you hit the Eala videos and suddenly it looks like a Mr. Beast upload. We're talking 94,000 views on a day in the life video while actual Grand Slam champions struggle to crack 5 digits. The marketing team leaned into it, plastering Eala's face on the Class of 2026 Instagram post alongside 7 top 10 stars. She was the only one who wasn't a seasoned veteran or multi-slam winner. Picture the atmosphere during that match. Even as Noskova was clinical, firing aces and controlling the baseline, most of the noise was for the girl across the net. Every time Eala held serve or even just landed a decent volley, the crowd went wild. It was the kind of energy that WTA dreams of, loud, engaged, and passionate. Then, 56 minutes later, silence. The drop in viewership isn't just about the Philippines, it's the casual fans who were swept up in the story. The rise of a 20-year-old giant slayer who already knocked out Jasmine Paolini and saw Coco Gauff retire hurt. People love a giant slayer, but when that same giant slayer gets baggled by the 14 seed, casual viewers move on to the next viral moment.
Meanwhile, the draw logic remains. Sabalenka is dominating, Mboko is Canada's new team to watch, and Talia Gibson makes history as the first qualifier in 11 years to reach the quarters. On paper, it's a solid story, but in reality, no juice. The WTA is learning the hard way that you can't manufacture the kind of organic, nationalistic hype Eala brings. And let's be real about the match itself. Nothing clicked. Eala even admitted she couldn't find her rhythm. It was a bitter pill for a player skyrocketing from 140 to 32 and now to 28 in just 1 year. While she sets her sights on Miami to regroup, the Indian Wells broadcasters are staring at plummeting graphs, wondering how to sell a Noskova-Gibson quarterfinal to a global audience. The irony? The WTA actually thought they controlled the narrative. They believed they were using Eala to boost the tournament. Turns out, Eala was the one giving the tournament its only real heartbeat. Now that the heartbeat's gone, we're back to the same old faces and patterns. Sabalenka will probably take the title, the stadium will be half full, and the shock at WTA HQ will linger until the next Filipina star enters the draw. Consider the magnitude of this market shift. A player without a WTA title is pulling bigger practice crowds than Alexander Zverev. It's almost absurd. The top 5 players are wandering the grounds like tourists because everyone's queuing for a selfie with world number 32. Tournament director Philippe Dor admits they love every minute and promote it, but do they know how to sustain it once she's gone? The numbers say no. When Eala played late-night matches on Stadium 3 earlier in the week, the lights stayed on and thousands braved the cold to watch her grind through 3 sets. Now, the night sessions on Stadium 1 feel like a very expensive library. It's a reality check for a sport still struggling with star power post-Serena. They found a star, but didn't realize she brought an entire country that would collectively switch off the TV the moment she stepped off the court. And let's talk about the learning curve. Eala says she's leaving happy. She's $15,720 richer, around 6.3 million pesos for anyone keeping score at home. She's finally cracked the top 30. But for the WTA, the lesson is far harsher. They've learned their global reach is really just a collection of niche fan bases. Lose the one doing the heavy lifting, and suddenly your global sport looks very, very local. We saw glimpses of this in Dubai, Doha, and Melbourne. The Eala effect is basically a mobile earthquake. It lands, shakes everything, breaks a few records, and moves on. Miami is next. Eala has 390 points to defend from last year's miraculous run. Failing to reach the semis, her ranking drops. Succeed, and the WTA enjoys another 2 weeks of inflated stats. It's a high-stakes game. Keep the star in the bracket. At Indian Wells, that game ended. The tennis paradise just turned into marketing purgatory. They played the Eala card too early, and now they're stuck with unranked qualifiers and solid but boring veterans. It's a masterclass in how fragile modern sports viewership is. One player goes home, the party ends. So what's the WTA's move? Convince millions of Eala fans to stick around for Noskova's baseline consistency? Good luck. Noskova's world number 14 for a reason, but she doesn't have 100 million fans treating every point like a World Cup final. The irony? The organizers did everything right, prioritized her, featured her, and marketed her. They just forgot that unpredictability is the only thing you can't control in sports. Noskova didn't get the memo that she was the supporting character in the Alex Eala movie. She showed up and played the villain perfectly, delivering a clinical beatdown in under an hour. Now the WTA is left staring at the wreckage of their viewership. The class of 2026 Instagram post still exists, looking a little awkward now that the main attraction is already flying to Florida. It's a harsh reminder, you can build the biggest stadium in the world, but you can't force people to stay once the person they came to see is gone. Better luck next year, Indian Wells. Maybe next time, pray that draw keeps your national treasure away from Czech power hitters a few rounds longer. Until then, enjoy the silence. That's the sound of a million TVs being switched off at once. The desert just got a whole lot quieter, didn't it? If you think the WTA is sweating these numbers as much as I am, hit that like button now, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next time a single player breaks an entire tournament's algorithm. Seriously, sub up. The drama is just getting started as we head toward. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel.